Okay, the power's out. It's pouring rain. We have a thunderstorm. There's no internet. So I thought it was a good time to tell a story that I put together. It's a science fiction story. It's about what I call it is that the uh, alpha take over the earth. It's not typical. A little bit of dry throat there. It's not your typical sci-fi story. Uh, and I'm sure this will have to be edited, or if I could. But as I said, I have limited situation, limited power, limited lighting, obviously. So the my brain is not working. The United Nations is meeting. I'm not going to be able to do this tonight. The story is about the United Nations. They're having a meeting. The president of the United Nations hits the gavel and recognizes the Russian representative who begins to complain about whatever it is he needs to complain about. And suddenly a man appears in the midst of the floor. The president bangs the gavel, calls for quiet, and says to the man, "Can we help you?" And the man says, "I am Alpha One, and I have sent you several letters and electronic information requesting a meeting with your world, the representatives of the different governments of the planet. And you have not responded. So I have decided to come and conduct my business." And the president responds, "Well, I apologize, sir, but we are in the middle of a meeting here, and you just can't come out of anywhere and walk in and interrupt." And the man says, "It is urgent. It involves the possible extermination of all life on your planet. And I need some time to discuss how we can prevent that by working together." And the president looks at him and says, "Well, that's a very urgent message. And we will have to schedule your presentation as soon as possible. But right now, we're in the midst of a discussion, and we just don't have a protocol for people walking in here." And then he paused and he said, "Well, by the way, how did you get in here? The doors are locked during a meeting. There are guards all around the building. How did you get here?" And the man smiles and he says, "We, Alpha, are not of your world, and we are the caretakers and the custodians of the universe. You would refer to me as an alien, but I am just as human as you will be. someday. So I basically materialized on your floor. With this, the president hits a red button, and the sergeant of arms with a team of armed military people rush in and surround Alpha 1. Now, Alpha 1 looks at these gentlemen and he says, I am not here to hurt you. I have come in peace, and I am here to save your planet. It is important that I have the time with your representatives in order to work these things out. The sergeant of arms says, please, we don't want any trouble. Just come with us. We need to make sure all the representatives are safe. And Alpha 1 steps back, says, you won't be able to restrain me. I am not physically present. You will just go through me, just like a picture, a movie. Secondly, I don't want to hurt anyone, so I'm going to ask all of you to think of your home, your safe place, where you go at the end of the day. Your wives, your partners, some of you may have husbands. Think of them. And then in a flash, everyone except the sergeant of arms dematerialized. Their weapons fell to the ground, radios, any apparatus that they had, and they disappeared. The president shouted, what have you done to my people? And Alpha 1 turned to the sergeant of arms and said, please go to your office. The men have not been harmed. Your people will be calling to tell you that they're home with their loved ones. Sergeant of arms, totally shaken, walked out to go to his office to make sure he could get the calls. The president looked at Alpha 1 and said, you're not here to hurt us, but you're scaring the life out of some of us. What's going on? Alpha 1 said, if I could have a minute, I have to tell you that there is an Alpha 0 who has a contact with our creators. And he has been told, and he has sent me as his representative to Earth to basically exterminate all life on Earth and start over. And with this, a hush comes over the entire room. Alpha 1 then says, I have provided an alternative, and I wish to discuss that with you. If we, your planet, and the Alpha, the creators, can come to an agreement that there will be an effort to coexist with the planet, to not spoil the planet as you have the water, the air, the earth, the animals, each other, and develop a symbiotic relationship where you will have cooperation between nations and also cooperation with the earth and not pollute and destroy as you have in the past. And the president responds by saying, all countries here have environmental agencies, and we have done our best to improve things and to reduce the problems that we've caused with the planet. Alpha 1 interrupts and gets a little loud. You have dumped raw sewage into the oceans. You have plastics floating in the oceans, as well as the rivers and streams. You have polluted the air, ruined your ozone, increased CO2, damaged forests, torn down rainforests, as well as trees, as shrubs, and bushes, and displaced animal life, some becoming extinct. You can't tell me seriously that you believe your environmental programs are doing what you need to lengthen your life and also continue the planet. Your planet is at a point where your air may not be breathable. Your humans and your animals will have respiratory issues. The elderly are suffering now. Your hospitals are filled with people who have issues with the environment. Your costs are out of control. Some countries are actually euthanizing, and we're not aware of this. You are not knowledgeable of the bad things that are going on in different countries, or you're ignoring it. I'm here to change that. We have two choices. One is all life will be exterminated, and we will begin with the life force that was sent out to start life millions of years ago, that caused your planet, and your planet as a life-supporting planet grew, and here you are. And we will place new life, new society, new humans on this planet. Or we can work out an agreement in order to have a symbiotic relationship between the earth and the humans so that you don't have to be exterminated. Do you understand what I am saying? President now sits down. He says, well, I guess we should have a conversation rather than be exterminated. I also believe this does not have to be put to a vote. So I'm going to end this part now, part one, mostly an introduction, that custodians what we don't want to call guardians because that term has been used, custodians of the universe, caretakers of the universe, that were created when the life force was sent into the universe, have come to the earth to end the damage to the planet because they're caretakers, because they're custodians. They clean up messes. They have been granted great powers, the Alpha, and they have introduced some new ideas, such as creators. Did not call them God, call them creators. So I will try to do another part 2 to take this forward. I hope part 1 meets your expectations. Certainly, feel free to comment. Let me know what you think. And I would like to have a scientific, possibly science fiction conversation with many of you. Thank you for your time.